And so when you go into this archive room, you'll find that it is actually extraordinarily high tech in almost every way. The here we go. Yes. So it's a really nice room because one whole wall is a holographic picture of like a forest. Okay. So it looks as though you were really looking deep into a forest for that one wall. And the rest is a lot of um, data storage technology, as well as one shelf or wall unit, which is really, really old school paper messy. And so, and there's room for one person to be in there, well, one person to work in there, and then there's kind of a boring little desk for visitors. So only one person is allowed in there at a time to work. And so even with all these visiting scientists, they are very careful about their archives. So, but right now, you're able to go there, you walk out of the elevator very casually. I just like the way Nadia walks, I belong here. And you go around and, stick your head in, and Zoe looks up and says, she doesn't even look up. I mean, she hears the door and she's like, "What?"
Then I'm going to lie and say I was sent here to get some information.
And let's see how well you do with her cunning, charm, fate, mechanical, pessimil, willpower. Her cunning. You need to beat her cunning, or get her level of cunning with your lie.
Oh.
Because the defense against lying is being a good liar.
So. Yeah, I have 9 dice, but I didn't roll good.
And what do you get?
Oh, great.
Oh, you did pretty well. I know. For those of you who have suffered through some really shitty rolls, I don't think you're getting any sympathy at all.
No.
Well, it's no problem at all because you have, because you only needed to get a poor. Because Zoe is not very cunning. She's a lot of things, but she's not very cunning. And so that means that you, she just shrugs and says, "Whatever." Which means
then I walk in the room with the information stuff.
Mm-hmm. Now, just out of curiosity, I'm interested to see if you will pick this up just by seeing her workspace, and just because I feel like it. Do you have anything like, well, psychiatry would be a really good example.
No.
No? Okay.
I have like memory and language, cultures.
Okay. No, not so much then. All right, don't worry about it unless you want to try it just in case. But yeah, why don't you roll for psychiatry? That would be half of your knowledge.
Inferior.
Okay. You figure that it's kind of strange that she's working here because she clearly has some kind of developmental delay or something. She clearly has not. I mean, it seems very strange to have an archivist librarian who is mentally challenged. That's the impression you get from her. Maybe Nadia is probably smart enough to realize that she's not right, but I mean, catastrophic would mean you would really think that, but and do something wrong. But in her case, you're kind of like that's impossible. They couldn't have a person like that be an archivist. I must be missing something, because you are. Okay, so Then, so we have you there. Tell me what you're hunting for or trying to check out.
The if there is any information about the other jump team, like that, what Rinsk is looking for.
Right. Got it. Okay. Excellent. That will be a roll in just a moment. I've got the roll for Neon Su ready in my head. I've got the roll for Margaret and well, it depends on what you guys say. What Margaret and Albert say will be the roll in question. And Claire, you're having coffee at this point, or tea. And the person, it's not just a staff member, it's the head of the food services who's friends with everybody, who is, greeting you and treating you like family.
So he is greeting Danielle, not me, but
both of you, and it's a she. But if you guys prefer to sit together alone, then that's fine too. Okay, so with that stated, I want to know, what is Claire trying to find out or anything like that? I mean, you've succeeded in making friends. The question is, what do you want out of this, if anything? And then second, for Max and Nathan, tell me, do you want me to tell you what you see? Right? There is a short, very wide, tough-looking man in a simple business outfit, nothing too special. In fact, probably not quite businessy. And he is talking to a young man who is, and there's a pair of zip cuffs, right? The zip ties have been taken off and placed on the desk, and the guy is, rubbing his wrists, and this guy looks pretty young. He has, I should have looked in all their fashions and stuff, right? Their 2030 fashions that they write about in here. So he looks very hip. You'll have to go, right, there we go. Yes, he's got bright gold contact lenses in his eyes, so his eyes are bright gold in color. And he also has laser scarring, right, up and down. Like, he has a full sleeve of laser scarring, just like people do today with tattoos. The big thing in 2030 apparently is to use very precise, very artistic lasers to, scar yourself with cool designs. Very tribal. He's very cool, right? And so he's just saying, look, you can call the safe house's lawyer. I don't have anything to say to you. I'm just, I just call the lawyer. That's just, leave me alone. And Deerfield is saying, you seem to think that I'm the police. Well, I'm not the police, and you're trespassing on private property. So before you get to the police and before you get to any lawyer, you have to talk to me. So that's what's going on in this room when Albert steps in, and perhaps to Albert's surprise, Margaret materializes like a ghost at his side. Hey. Right? Yeah. And the kid or the young man, looks up and he takes one look at Margaret and goes, "Oh, gross." Which is really rude, if you ask me. But she is hideous.
Albert is going to put his hand on the shoulder of the guard, telling him that I will take it over. I will take over from here.
Oh, you will you?
Yes, I will. I will try.
Well, this isn't just a guard. This isn't just a guard. This is J.J. Deerfield, the ex-military head of security, and it's going to be a little harder to push him around. He'll say, Well, Doctor, I appreciate your help in this. Maybe you can add some intellectual content to our conversation here. So he'll accept your presence. But as far as like getting him to go away and letting you take over, you've got a role to make. but that's okay. Do you want to just leave it at that, or do you really want to get him out of here?
I want him to stop being aggressive because, I mean, then if he's going to say that I'm going to do a sign to him, just so we can talk a little bit further away from the guy, so I can tell him. Does it follow me? If I do that?
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, you can do that.
So I'm just going to explain to him that this guy obviously he thinks he's right to do whatever he wants. So as a psychiatrist, if you want something from him, you have to go in his direction. You can't confront it. Confront him.
Okay, he'll say, "All right, I get it. You go ahead. You go ahead. I want to know if there are more of these kooks skulking around here, if there are more of them that have plans, if they have another operation planned." All right? If they trusted him to get in here, he's a front man of some kind. He's not just some throwaway guy. So,
Do I know what the guy did aside from being caught in the garden?
Not specifically, no.
Okay. Okay, fine. Margaret, do you have something to add?
I was just gonna ask, do I know anything from last time? I knew they caught him, and I know that...
Yes, you know that they took... You know, but Albert doesn't. And I'm really glad you mentioned this. They took an object off of him. He had a strange object with him.
I'm going to ask quietly. What was? I'm sorry. Was there an object? Was there something taken from him?
Okay, so are you going to say that to Deerfield, correct?
Yeah. So
at the same time as when Albert is talking to the guys, so that he's probably distracted, I think, because you are all in the same room.
No. So I want Albert to hear this.
Oh, I see. Okay, good enough. So you guys,
right? Okay. Something was taken from him. What was that?
Aha. Deerfield kind of blinks and says, "How the hell do you?" He says, "Okay." Says, "Yes, it's some kind of a device, and we don't know if it's just some strange kook. It's not an explosive, and it passes any of our tests for it's not a weapon that we can tell. It's not explosive. It does transmitter. It's not anything of that kind. We're not sure what it is, but." He's probably something that this strange group of kooks just made up. Okay, maybe they think it's gonna bring the Martians down to say hello or some shit like that. Okay, so, but right now we're treating it very carefully. We haven't yet sent it down to the lab. Everything's been too chaotic.
Is it electronic?
He says there's no power source. It's some kind of an intricate device, a handheld device, but there's no power source.
I don't like that.
And the I like Emma's face is what I like. Emma's like, right. So let's see. So Albert, this is the first time you're hearing about this, and the guy says, "Hey, what's going on here? Are they feds? Are they taking me off to? Are you turning me over to the government?" You know, he says government in this kind of really, that's an offensive word to this guy, right? So he says, no way. He's shaking his head and, starting to get up and is being very protesty. Okay. So what roles are you guys going to make, if anything, right now? Both of you.
Are you going to try to persuade him or to talk, or what you can do? Because I think it's better if you try to do something and I might try to help.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if I want to use leadership, persuade, or question. It's going to depend how
question.
That's the problem. Yeah. Question is pushy.
No, that's my point. Leadership is pushy. Question is getting them to give you information when they think it's just a conversation.
Okay, I will use question.
Right, that's what I was being emphatic. Yeah.
If he use question, I'm not gonna tell him this, but I'm gonna help him with like lying.
Sure.
So he
Throw
can
in a-
change
yeah.
a little bit if it is necessary.
It's kind of like sugar in the coffee.
Perfect.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys get your dice ready.